Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. It's another awards show, and it's the Spring 22 version. In fact, I'm joined tonight by JoJo. And if those of you who have been around the Valorant scene this split, you might recognize her because she was your VRS caster. JoJo, how are you doing this fine evening?
Oh my gosh, I am doing absolutely perfect. I'm so excited to be here. Wrapping up this split, and what a split it was. I know we were talking pre-show. You were just, out of your
Gushing,
seat,
slightly
going
gushing.
crazy about how fantastic this split was in all of the different kind of people who competed. So I'm really excited to be here, and we're just gonna have to see who is gonna get special shout outs today in our award ceremony.
Yeah, a lot of teams to go through, a lot of leagues to go through, and a lot of players as well too. And I say this, I think, every award show as well. It's so tough to make these decisions and choose. Out of all these great players that we got to see, who is at the top of that top tier list. It makes it very tough when you have so much good competition, which I think was another huge point you and I were talking about. Just the level of competitiveness I saw across the boards, especially coming into the Valorant leagues this split. I think it was at a whole other tier. Really upgraded in terms of what I got to see from these teams and these compositions. And of course, these casts, some of the action we got to see on stream was just so hype. So yeah, great players, and of course a ton of new casters and returning casters that brought the hype, that brought all the action. And I cannot even mention all the people behind the scenes doing all the work, on graphics, on moderating, referees. We got our lovely admin teams as well too. It's a bit of a zoo, but hey, we keep it under wraps. We keep it going forward. But this is the last little pin in this split here before we end things off. We get ready to start things this May. Those of you might know or have heard, we do currently have registration open for our summer 2022 split. If you're interested in how to join, either use command Discord or command register in the Twitch chat, and that will bring you to our website to maybe find a league, find your way into the Victor's family here, because it's so easy. I came here just to do some casting, and now look at me here. Still around. Another big point.
We love to see it.
I love it here. And, I wouldn't have been here for now, as of this past week and a half. For 3 years, it marked our 3-year anniversary that past weekend. So it's just incredible to see the growth, the turnout, the amount of hype, and all the lovely folks that I've met over the years here to come out to a night like this to celebrate, like I said, the best of the best from the split. But let's give the viewers a little bit of a rundown before we get into this thing, because like I said, lots of teams, lots of players to cover. We're going to be starting with our two Valorant leagues, VRS and VLS. After that, we're going to be taking a short break. But when we return, we are going to start our RP giveaways. Some of you might have seen throughout the split some mention, or maybe me potentially spamming the Twitch chat there for this giveaway, but a reminder to those of you who did participate throughout the split that tonight is the night. I know so many of you have been pinging, when are we going to get our RP? Tonight! We get to decide tonight. We get to draw some names tonight. So as you know, we got lots to give away. We are going to be starting with the first place giveaway to give everybody who entered into the competition a fair chance to win that 3,430 RP, and then we'll be going down from there. But after the first RP drive for that big $3,000, we're going to be doing our draft league. So VAD followed by VRD, then another short little break, and then after that we'll be finishing off with VAS, VRS, and VTS. So if that sounds good with everybody, that sound all right, JoJo?
You know what? It does sound right. I'm excited to celebrate all of these players, and that's what I want everyone watching to keep in mind. This is a massive celebration, not only for everyone who played their hearts out throughout this split, but also marking that 3-year anniversary that you were talking about, Gurf. So fantastic stuff coming up for you guys today, and without further ado, Gurf, take us away.
Yeah, let's just get into it, because starting off is, of course, JoJo. It was your league. It was the VRS Valorant League. We had, I believe, 12 teams, which is, I think, double the amount of teams that we had in prior splits too. So really, like I said, ramped up that competitiveness, and it brought us to a huge playoff series. We got to see some craziness take place at Gaming, getting the upset over V3. Stop My Leg, going on a bit of a run, but PGR gave him a bit of a tough time there. You guys had 2 back-to-back best of 5 nights. I remember staying up for a couple of those. I'm like, oh my god, I can't go to bed. It's too hype. But in the end, it was Stop My Leg who took it home for the victory, for the championship, and will be crowned as our spring 2022 champions. And that team included Melly Otis, a returning player who I've seen time and time again here. Absolutely incredible. I have nothing else to say about this player. They're on point every single time, but of course these are the names: JWuWu, Vivonic, Heezus, and Hexagon. Incredible team, Jojo. It was just
So true. I mean, we were lucky to see them, I believe, once in those group stages throughout the 5 weeks. And then in that playoff match, oh my gosh, the entire time I was just on the edge of my seat. And I think the thing that solidified that semifinal matchup for Stop My Leg, sending them to that final, was their team synergy. You just could tell how much the players communicated behind the scenes with each other. Everyone had their own role, and no one was really getting left behind. Everyone made that impact, and it wasn't all, Mel getting those kills. We all know Mel's bravery, push it into sight, doing seemingly impossible things, but it was also JWu on that support role, and Hex getting an insane amount of assists. Like, everyone had so much impact in their gameplay, and that's really what I love to see. So big congrats to them, their team, taking it away, taking the whole thing with them, and what fun matches to watch.
Yeah, absolutely hype, and I'm hoping we get at least one of these teams, or all of them. I honestly, I want all of them to come back, because we saw some potential there, right? For some of these players to, and some of these teams to, take a chip or two off the Stop My Leg. But, once they got rolling there in playoffs, they could not be stopped. I mean, you look at the record there, 10-1 in the regular season, 9-2 in playoffs. Like, that is an incredible team, deserving of their championships and deserving of their names to hang, like I said, in the Hall of Champions forever, or until Discord is discontinued. We'll find out which one comes first. But congratulations to Stop My Leg, as well as your substitute too, because I think we had some help. Got to shine some light on the substitute players as well too. Of Fa, I want to say Fa. Some people would say Fa.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shungite Man, J Beast, and Pereira. Thank you so much, Stop My Leg, for coming out. We hope to see you back once again this summer to see if they can hold on and defend. They're now the reigning champions. Now they got some to hold on to, some to defend this summer.
Exactly, and they would be coming in with a ton of prowess behind them, and I guess we just have to see who is up to the task to try and steal that title from them.
But speaking of titles, we've got some more to get into. A few individual awards that need to be handed out now to highlight some of those top tier players we were mentioning before, to say a huge shout out, essentially, for these players who were on another level. And I think there was some good ones picked. I don't know about you, Jojo, but these names I heard maybe a few times when you guys were casting, and I was like, oh, gotta keep an eye out for this player. So without any further ado, let's bring up our VRS MVPs.
Let's go. And not only were these names brought up all the time, but they were the names said the most hype, I would say, at the peak of our casting. And that first name that we see, I started calling her Philo, and it was a wonderful thing to see Twitch chat follow my lead. But nickname Sloth, Philosophical, is our split MVP, and I cannot think of a more deserving player. The amount of times that she was just running down mid, working in conjunction with her teammates, or even just going alone and getting these multi-kills, almost getting these aces and really changing the course of each round. She was a very instrumental player, and yeah, very, very deserving of that award.
Yeah, I'm looking back at some of the stats. Yeah, it might be a little bit outdated, but look at that combat score, 295. And I kind of want to go with Philo too, just because I love Philo. So maybe that's the nickname. I don't know. are they Greek potentially? That would be a side nickname. That'd be great if we could make that work for next split. I don't know. But no,
It would work out.
it'd be great. Incredible player, right? Super strong out there. And definitely a key talking point for you too, on the desk as you got to cast them. But playoffs MVP as well, coming from Act Gaming, that team who got the upset over V3, really proving themselves coming in, especially as a 4th seed team. And that was a big reason why they made it past there into semifinals. Iffy was a pivotal part of that movement.
Absolutely. I mean, when you think about that magical best of 5 that we saw, Iffy, very key player there, really holding on for their team, trying to make something happen there, and fabulous playoff performance. And it just kind of comes down to small decision making and didn't end up working out for their team, but it doesn't matter because they've got so much talent, and that is very, very clear, and there's a lot of time for them to develop it potentially in this upcoming split as well.
Absolutely hoping to see Iffy back too, leading that Act Gaming crew once again. But at the end, there was one who stood out in that final series that we saw, a name that I mentioned a little bit earlier, but who has come back time and time again. I think, if I'm correct, Meliodas has been around since our first ever Valorant split and has keeping at the top there, staying dominant, and takes home our Spring 2022 Finals MVP.
Not only the leader on their team for the number of kills, but also for first bloods. And I know that that's very rarely talked about, but when you continuously get first blood, you're opening up sight for your team, you're denying entry, you're stopping attacks, and that is why Meliodas has this award. Very key player for their team completely because of those it's the aim, really. I mean, it's the aim,
really
it's the knowledge, it's the prediction of where the attackers or the defenders are going to be, and being patient and ready for anything, any mistake, and then capitalizing on that.
Yeah, and Meliodas, from when I've seen them as a player and still to this day, is the person who's there first, is the person who is initiating those plays, which makes it so fun to watch them as a player. Because like, okay, just keep the camo Mel. We're just gonna watch them. They're gonna make some pop-off plays. We're gonna get some great clips that we could throw out there. But you know, having someone that is reliable, backed up by the rest of this Stop My Leg crew who is meeting Meliodas at that level, I think that's where we really get to see him become unlocked and turn into this monster that we got to see, especially in finals there.
100% agree. Yeah. So that's going to be our 3 MVPs, our split and our playoffs and our finals. And great job to both of their to all 3 of these players and all of their teams as well. Very, very deserving of these awards. And yeah, let's give them some celebration and shout outs in the chat.
Congratulations for all of the winners tonight. Your names, like I said, will be appearing in the Hall of Champions, so make sure to give that out. If you aren't already in our Discord, make sure to use command Discord in the hold on, looking at the Twitch stream over here. Twitch chat should be over here on this side of me. But yes, they'll be up there. You can go back to, I think Meliodas' name actually might be already in the Hall of Champions 1 or 2 times already.
Oh,
so hey, yeah, Hall of Champions for the champs winner, and then there's also a separate channel for the MVPs and All-Stars. So go hunting. I believe it is in server information. It's hiding near the top there. I know sometimes I go past it way too fast, but it's right there, right at the top. You can't miss it. Player Awards, Hall of Champions. Those are the 2. That being said, though, VRS, crazy split. Top standout moment, do you think? What do you think comes to mind, Jojo?
Oh, gosh. I mean, I can't even pick one moment from the 2 best of 5s that we watched that went to 5 maps. Like, that was my first time casting a best of 5 anyway, and the fact that it went to all 5, it was that close. Like, it wasn't even, one team rolled on one map. I think we went into overtime 3 times during one of those. So, I mean, everything about those 2 semifinal matches. But then, of course, it just brought those two teams who eventually won into the finals to have an even crazier end of the VRS split. So that I would say the semifinal matches overall.
Yeah, crazy best of fives. Keeping us up till like 1 a.m. in the morning, but hey, you know what? You look back, it's like, I might be exhausted, but that was a good one. That's one that kind of stays in the memory banks forever. It's like someone asks you 2 years later, do you remember when you casted this one? I'm like, yes, I do, because that was the hype one. For those of you out there, Winter Booze, Tigers V2 out there, that was years ago. But hey, it's still up there as one of the best ones in my mind. Anyways, we got more to go. It's the VLS League coming up, the Victorious Legends Series. So, our second Valorant League, and that upper capped league. Oh my, what is it? I think it was Radiant Immortal up there, I think. I should have fact checked here. I have my paper, I have my notes somewhere. Oh god. Anyways, these players, absolutely top tier players. We're talking people you may potentially see out there in the VCT someday, because that is the type of plays that we're talking about. It is absolutely insane what unfolded along myself with Cute Noob and Wumby. We got to go and experience that action there as they were casting it, and I was just the host observing this, losing my mind. If we had a cam on me during the actual games, even along the side, it would have made for some good content, I think.
Probably would have.
It's so good. I mean, you can't not get hyped watching some of these games, and I was hyped throughout the entire playoffs run that we had here, the entire season, because we got to see some absolutely insane teams coming back. First of all, one defending champ, two reigning champs. We had DPG, who was formerly Team Wash. We came back with Blair's team. We also had Excelsior, who were formerly Fake Flashers. They won back in fall. And then we had 16 teams all in the mix, which is the most we've ever had for VLS as well, too. So hyped to see that level come out. But the top tier teams that we saw make it into playoffs were on another level. Absolutely insane. And it's good to see that these teams made it, because these were the ones I saw returning, coming out to the tournaments, always practicing, had amazing comms, had amazing synergy as a team. There's a reason why they made it this far. But in the end, it was that absolutely insane cracked team from Group B that made it the distance, that had one of the most incredible runs in Valorant Split I have seen to this day. Without further ado, let's announce our champions from the VLS Spring 2022 Split. It's none other than Victorum. Oh my goodness, what more can be said about this? I know if Cute Noob or Wumby, you're out there watching the chat, you know a ton about these teams, and this was the team, I think, of maybe the decade. I don't know, but they have captured my heart, and unfortunately, while they have disbanded, I know every single one of these names that we see on the screen right now, if they so choose to. I don't want to put that pressure on them, Jojo, but they can make a name for themselves in Valorant, because these guys played incredibly well individually and as a team, going 14-11 in the regular split. Ooh. That is from week 1 to 6. They went, I believe it was 12-0. Did not drop a map. Not a single map was dropped. They made it to week 7, where they faced the other 6-0 team, Miracle, where they went 2-1. Still won the series, dropped a map, but that was their first one. And then getting into playoffs, they go all the way 7-2. The only 2 they drop is in that final series, where it went the full 5 length against SGE. But your champions of this split, Paige, Headshotter, Wound, Tizen, and Toskri, along with subs Ashi, May, Cuff, and Manager Sticks, and Coach Airman.
I mean, simply looking at their run, it is a beautiful thing to see. And we love to have all of that pressure right at the end, right at the final, where they're finally, being challenged. I don't know how close any of the score lines were, but when you're continuously going 2-0 in the playoffs, there's clearly some talent on that team. And then in that final matchup, you just know that they were fighting for this title. They wanted it so bad, and it is devastating that they have disbanded. But considering how difficult and how good all of these other teams were in this split and how well they performed against them. I'm sure any of the players, as you said, could recreate that experience and maybe even alongside each other, because after such a long split, you've definitely built some synergy. You've built some plays. You've figured out how to play with each other, and that can just continue into the future.
I'm gonna be watching each and every one of their careers with much excitement, because I I really want to see these guys play together again, because it was even having them on as interviewees was wonderful. Just getting to talk to some of these players, super humble, but super cracked at the game, which is I love having the best of both worlds, having that good sportsmanship along with the good hands that these players most definitely had. But there are a few players that really did stand out for us and made, I would say, a name for themselves throughout the split, throughout the playoffs. A few already on your screen, and we're actually going to be bringing them up on our next awards, which is our VLS MVP. So why don't we go ahead and bring those up, Jojo?
And here we go. We're going to start looking at our MVPs. The split MVP was Wound. There you go, right off the bat. And I believe they were from the winning team.
That is Wound from Victorum. A huge part, absolutely huge part of this team, whether it just be as a leader, as a control. I mean, the Viper came out more than a few times, but again, able to step out in a few of those clutch rounds that really made a name for himself too. So I love talking to Wound as well too. Actually came on as one of our MVPs during that week 7 event. So it was great getting to watch this player just unleash out there.
Yeah, and sometimes, we undervalue players who tend to play that, supportive role or duelist mains, but Wound definitely very flexible, got a ton of kills, but also was pristine in getting their assists as well as plants and diffuses. And we have to remember, Valorant is a game of objectives. We're always playing for that objective, the goal to either play at the spike, play for time, or diffuse. And yes, absolutely great job to Wound carrying their team throughout that split and into the playoffs to eventually win.
Yeah. And then once we got there, a little switch up of the logos there, but SGE really lit it up once they got there. Able to take down DPG, who, again, formerly Team Wash, those reigning champion, well, not reigning champions, but former champions, right? And Ace was at the head of that. There is no doubt in my mind. I looked back, I saw, combat scores of like 330, 340 in some of these games. Absolutely insane. Some of the, actually on the stats board as the kill leader per game, 23.4 a game. Are you kidding me? Absolutely. He took that into playoffs and ran with it even more. Gassed up on that energy throughout the regular split. 332 average combat score. That means there was some even higher than that. I think one of the highest ones I saw from Ace was actually 400 on the dot. I don't even know how you get that good at this game, but Ace figured it out. He cracked the code, and in playoffs, lit it up, making it extremely close to in that final series, in that best of 5. It went the full distance. I think we got some overtimes thrown in there as well too. But Ace was absolutely huge.
And even though their team did go on to lose in that playoff match, it is not to discredit any of the players on that team, especially Ace. I mean, the fact that together they had gotten that far, and Ace, I mean, I would brag about these numbers if they were my numbers. So Ace definitely has something to be proud of here. So massive congratulations to them. This is actually incredible. I don't know if I've ever seen an average combat score across such a long split be this high.
Telling you, some of these players up here in the VLS are just nuts. Absolutely nuts to watch. Absolutely nuts to see. And no other player could have done that and put on a show than Toskery in finals, just lighting it the hell up. Oh my god, this player is on something. I don't know if they got like bionic eyes, bionic hands, maybe both. I don't know. Toskery, if they were on a jet and they were open, he's going to find you. He will find you. He will hunt you down. It does not matter where. And this guy doesn't miss either. So again, like you said, similar to our finals MVP for VRS, knows how to aim, has that crosshair placement just as a sixth sense it must be. I am so impressed by this player's ability to just pop off consistently like that. And it's not very often you see a player at that level repeating that behavior.
And sometimes it is a little bit risky to, purchase an op, the most expensive gun in the game. But this player knows exactly what to do with it, as you mentioned, and was able to capitalize on it with their team, allowing their team to go far and, as we said before, to eventually win. So it's unfortunate that we can't shout out every single player from the winning team, which we did in the previous matchup. But I think it's saying something that two of those players received MVP titles as well. It just shows how much competition there was and how good Victorum truly was to eventually win that one out.
Yeah, just keep. I wish they kept the dream alive. But hey, you know what? You retire on a win like that. Your name goes in the Hall of Champions. You can say, hey, we're done. We've done our job here. We took it home, and we can part ways knowing they did an incredible job. But we got one more to go here for the VLS, and that's none other than our All-Stars again. We're going to see a few names coming back, but I think a couple added in here that really did stand out. And if I could go ahead and pick from the mix of VLS of, hey, if I could pick a super team here, these are the names that would be. So let's bring them on up. Your VLS All-Stars.
Here we go, starting right off the bat with our first name. It is Flames. Going down the list, Ace, Toskry, Don, and Wound. Three of those players we mentioned previously as our MVP winners, so no surprise that they have made it this far in that All-Stars lineup. But then Flames and Don coming from two other teams making their way into this list as well.
Yeah, I love the fact that we are going to see Don Dada make it into the All-Stars lineup. Miracle has been around essentially since January 2nd, I think was our Valorant opener tournament. Miracle entered into that, and I think they made it all the way to finals where they eventually won it. So I remember it was like the first time Cute Noob, Wumby, and I had all worked together along with Sashman, our producer. But yeah, Don Dada's name rung out in my head a lot of time. I heard Cute Noob call that name out a lot of times, and yeah, rightfully so. Making some huge plays for Team Miracle at the helm of that team. But we also see Polarity making the list too, with Flames having that spot. And it's just absolutely incredible to see a team like Polarity make it as well too, for having a good season. A little shaky at the beginning, but really turning it on as a team.
Yeah, Polarity, as you mentioned, they did make it into that semifinal, just being knocked out by Victorum at the very end. And yes, not surprising whatsoever that Flames made this list. We were talking about high average combat scores, and Flames at the end of everything was 302. And that is still just so incredible to see, and very, very impressive for a player to get an average. I mean, you got to think about average, right? It's divided by everything. And for a player to get it that high is definitely something to be proud of. And then for Miracle, kind of the same sort of deal with Don. Did have a lot of kills there, and really kind of showed off in terms of plants and diffuses. 44 plants. I mean, that is just an incredible number. Like, this is their spike carrier. This is when they're playing Protect the President, this is their president.
Yeah. Just surround them, keep them safe, get them on the site too. I love seeing players like that too. It's like, hey, you know what? I'm here for one job, one thing only. My team is going to make sure I get in, and down goes the spike. I love to see that. Love to see that. And just a quick little thing before we cut to break. Thank you, Jojo, for the reminder. Gotta go back. We're going to rewind it just a little bit because we got VRS All-Stars as well, too. So let's run it back and bring out our VRS Valorant All-Stars as well. So let's bring those up on the stream. All right.
Yes, and going down that list, Mel, not surprising at all, received one of our MVP trophies. Philosophical, also not surprising. Mei Hatsume, Axgrid, and Kieran. I specifically remember Kieran. Oh my gosh. I believe they were on the same team as one of our other two players who are on that list. But really great player. I'm pretty sure I remember very close misses with getting an ace, and great duelist, key duelist. And then when we're talking about Mei Hatsume, also a supporter role, but obviously very instrumental as well, supporting the duelists, getting some kills themselves as well along the way. So that is going to be the all-star team for VRS.
Yeah, I love, support's OP. That's, again, coming from a support player. But also Axrid up there. He's been around in our league for quite some time now. Formerly a league, but maybe he's still playing in league on the side. But transitioning over to Valorant as well too, finding some, I would say more than just some success this split, and making it to the All-Stars too. So making his name up there in his split of Valorant. So really happy to see a player who's been around with us for such a long time. Still keeping up, still showing these. She's showing these kids how it's done.
Yes, we love to see returners, and like I said, as long as you keep playing, you keep developing your skills, you're just gonna get better, right? That's how it works.
Yeah, just practice. I keep saying that after like 9 years of playing League, and I'm still like silver gold. So we'll see.
Whatever.
We'll see. But yeah, two incredible Valorant splits, two incredible sets of playoffs too, and then in the end we end up with two absolutely insane champions who will be recognized forever, along with a handful of MVPs and your all-stars too. So if you didn't catch it, make sure to go back on the VOD. This will be uploaded onto YouTube later tonight as well too. But yeah, congratulations to all our winners. Any other closing thoughts, comments, feelings about
I know
the split?
I can speak for myself and also every caster and producer and observer who got to work behind the scenes for this split. We 110% were so blessed to be able to stream some of these games, watch the journeys of these teams throughout the split, celebrate the wins, mourn the losses, and that is all thanks to our players. So thank you guys so much for participating in this split. It was absolutely fantastic. It was my first time casting with this league, and what a first time to have. So yes, I enjoyed every second of it, down to, the 1 a.m. best of fives. And yes, I really can't wait to see who is going to come back and what these teams are going to continue to do in the future.
Yeah, and that's what we can only hope for, is that, did everybody have a good time? Did we have some good competition? Did we have a little bit of spicy banter? I don't know. We gotta get some more Valorant banter in the banter chat there. But hey, you know what? Everyone's pretty sportsmanlike, and I love to see that too. Good sportsmanlike, good competition. Just let the gameplay speak. But maybe a different case for some other leagues, and we've got plenty more leagues coming up this evening. The Draft League is going to be coming up right after this break that we're about to take, as well as our RP giveaways. We are starting with that first place 3,430 RP giveaway. If you have entered in a ticket, then make sure to stick around for after the break, because we are going to be drawing that first place prize and then getting into our draft leagues. But Jojo, thank you so much for coming out, first of all, for this split, doing some great casting out there. Pleasure having you on to get to talk about some of these players, because no one knows them better than the person who was there catching all that action, seeing it unfold before your eyes. But
absolutely.
Oh, wow. What a split. Anyways, for those of you at home, we will be right back after a short break, and we'll be back with our RP and draft leagues. See you soon. Alrighty, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our Spring 2022 awards show. As you can see, I'm not joined by JoJo. Oh, see, I knew I forgot something. Becky, it's been a busy day. It's been a busy day, but we're getting there. This is not JoJo, by the way, folks at home.
Unfortunately, no, it's not JoJo again.
Let me fix that. Let me correct my sins real quick, and then we will proceed on with our lovely award show. As you guys know, it's time for draft leagues coming on up. We've got the VAD along and followed by the VRD, but something important first. It's the RP draws. It's time for that. It's been a long time running. I know there's been lots of questions. Becky, you've got your name in the raffle too for...
Oh boy. Yeah. One ticket because I kept gambling on teams that would lose and betting on Garen, and it really just ended poorly. So, I'm praying for the one ticket.
Hey, I respect the reason for the Gamba. A lot of Garens to split. I don't know what was going on.
Too many. Far too many.
And this wasn't just an exclusive to one of the draft leagues. It was going on both. It was going on both. I don't know. A little carryover. Must have just been the meta or the feeling these players were going with the split. But it made for some spicy games, made for some spicy bets. And it's going to make for an interesting draw to see who gets this, who made the good gambas. There's a lot of names. Well, I'd say a good handful of names in there, but a lot of tickets got redeemed. So let's bring up I've got my wheel on the side here, which is ready to go. It's got all the names loaded up into this one, and it's going to be rolling real soon. So let's see. Again, for those of you who do not know, this split we did an RP giveaway. Those of you who are watching the channel or making those predictions on games could have earned channel points and used those to redeem them for Twitch rewards for tickets. That's what we're going to be drawing here tonight, and as you can see, that first place draw, which we are just about to do right now, for 3,430 RP, that can buy you a real nice skin or a couple of really decent ones, Becky Rita.
Yeah, get a couple of good skins, even though they don't have the recalls, you can get the Xayah Rakan skins, but,
Yeah.
Riot's they've been slacking and, not finishing them. It's all right, though. Yeah, you could still get, something. There's got to be some skins worth buying in the shop. I don't know. I haven't opened it in a long time.
I've been so good, and you and I have both been around in this game for quite a long time. You longer than I have. I've been under the $100 cap, which is I've tried my best, but then they go ahead and release a Heimerstinger skin. I'm like, oh man, well, take my money, right? I guess, unless we win 5-head right now. Who knows? Let's find out.
Sure.
Let's roll this wheel and see who is going to be our RP winner for the 3,430 RP. There it is. I've got the name up. I've got it right here.
Oh.
It's time.
Oh?
None other.
Oh?
If you are in chat, I don't know if they're in chat tonight. If not, you will be contacted through your Twitch channel name, but it's none other than Worshipper. Congratulations on your RP prizing. We will be in contact shortly, but you have won 3,430 RP Riot points there to spend on whatever skins you so choose, or maybe a bunch of TFT little friends there to go along. Whatever you choose, those will be yours. Congratulations on your win.
Yeah, congrats, Worshipper. Good stuff. Good job. Really just skilled gameplay right there to get the lottery win. Better luck next time to everyone else. We'll have a few more rolls throughout the night. We still have a few more coming up. So if you are entered and you want to know if you win, make sure you stay tuned in to the broadcast. And also, to celebrate all the wonderful people who have been playing across the leagues, plural, both in the draft leagues and the pre-made leagues. We are celebrating draft right now.
Woo!
But of course, there are the other leagues that have pre-made teams, and those were really exciting leagues as well. So it's good stuff.
It's so cool, looking back at all the splits that we've done. Draft leagues having, I would say, the most history. They have been around the longest. They have had players who have been in them, a few of these players, since the very beginning. So that is like 3 years, 9 splits of playing with us at Victorious. Some have just been incredible, and I love the action And to just add the cherry on top, the banter that comes with draft leagues. You can't beat it.
Oh,
You
yes.
can't write better scripts. I mean, it's
Oh,
just nonstop action, Becky.
Oh yes, I mean there's been some good banter in the draft leagues. I would argue that I think VTS? VTS has been pretty fire in
Yeah.
the banter chat this split. Hopefully the rest of the leagues step it up. We got to see more spicy gaming. Maybe not too spicy.
Not too spicy.
Don't
No,
get
no, no,
banned.
no, no.
Don't get banned. However, definitely at least entertaining. It's good content for the fans and for the people.
I like the clever, classy banter, just like the ones that give you a big oof. It's like, okay, that was a good one, though. That was a good one. We need more of that. More of that. But we'll have to see what this spring or this summer split brings us when we get there in May. If you are interested in joining one of our summer leagues, registration is currently open, so you can use either command register in our chat to go ahead and find the link and find the league for yourself this split, or you can join our Discord with command Discord as well too. That being said, though, Becky, it's about time we get into this one because we still got over half these leagues to go. A lot of leagues. How do we do it? Who chose 7 leagues? We're wild. You know what?
I didn't choose anything. Yeah, this is all you.
I know, it's
you
great.
And the rest of the
It's
admins.
great. I thrive in the chaos and I thrive in the action. And you know what? There is no other league that brings that action and chaos like the VAD, formerly LAD, LAS. It's been through many iterations, but it is the OG league, the original league that has been here
VAD,
since day one.
Of course, amateur draft.
Yep. Which name are we on now? I don't know. Hopefully we can stick with this one this time. I like this one. This is good. Let's get into it, though, because we had an action-packed split. Becky, you and I were there for the full thing, while I was
Yes.
I was in the background doing all this funky stuff. Becky, you were there, seeing these
Yes.
players, bringing up the stats,
Yes.
doing your amazing pre-shows, and it turned into quite the split.
Mm-hmm. It turned into something indeed. There are a lot of fantastic teams going into the split. Definitely, you want to give props to everybody who participated and everybody who stuck with it, because this sort of long-term commitment is hard to stick with, especially if you're losing. And that's why you got to give credit to both the teams and the top and at the bottom. We gave at the last episode, night, we gave shout outs to the Unicorns, and I want to give a shout out to the Unicorns again. 0-18, but they stuck with it, and you gotta give them credit for that.
Absolutely.
No matter what, you gotta give them credit for sticking with it. That shows respect to their competitors and respect to, the game itself, and I admire that. More so than winning and dipping, right?
Yeah.
It's very important.
But winning and coming back to defend the title, that's where we get those storylines. And I'm hoping we can maybe see a little bit of that going on. I know with Draft League, things can kind of be up in the air. You go into a season, you might be on a new team, you might have a new captain under that logo, so it's going to be so cool to see what happens. But we've got a few names, a few awards to wrap up before we actually say, okay, it's time for summer now, boys. But let's see. Let's bring it up because we saw their travel all the way through the split, absolutely dominating. I haven't seen a Find logoed team able to make a run like this since summer of 2020, when it was actually the Sharks premier team that went 18-2 in the regular split. But without any further ado, let's bring these guys up. Your VAD Spring 22 champions, it's the Hammerheads.
That's right. The Hammerheads, the champions of the split. We have on the team Melly G in the top lane, Sharky in the jungle, Defoe in the mid lane, Spectral and AD carry, and Vagar or Feed in the support role. And all these players, they played spectacularly across the split. They came together and operated as a unit in a way that no other team could. Because draft leagues, when you're just a bunch of guys being dudes and a bunch of gamers coming in and playing League of Legends, you're just a bunch of randies. It's basically like pickup basketball. You don't know who you're playing with. And yet the Hammerheads came together and they performed exceptionally well as a unit, which put them ahead of the curve and ahead of the other teams. And it's no surprise then that they had such an incredible split record right here, dropping a single game
That's only one.
to the Bandits. They dropped a game to the Bandits, and it was a bloody one. That game was pretty brutal. But, you know, the only way you can beat this record now is to have a perfect split. So, if anybody wants to come for the Kings up here, you better start working now.
I mean, that's where I'm hoping we see some or all of the squad. It's going to be tough to, you know, keep these players together. There's going to be eyes on these players if they're returning back to the draft. I know you got to look at these like, yeah, these are former champs. They played extremely good. Let's pick them up for our team. But to have them coming back to, you know, potentially fighting for another champion twofer, hey, you know what, that would look pretty cool. But what impresses me most is seeing some of these veteran players who have been around for a while, like Melly G and Defoe, you know, getting into the Hall of Champions. It makes me so proud of them, seeing them as players who have just improved and improved and improved, split after split. As well, you know, Spectral and Viger Feet have been here for a few less splits, also making a name for themselves in that bot lane. I mean, really stepping up. Spectral has always been a bit of a beast. Went first overall in the rookie draft, and I think there was a few, you know, I don't know if I'd say disappointing, but just didn't meet the first pick. I think this split really stepped up to that name and said, hey, you know what, I'm here, I'm ready to go, and I'm ready to win. And then Sharky, as well, a huge presence in that jungle, just around to help his team, always there. You see the Sejuani there. That's not a person who's going in playing assassins and going for KDA numbers. No, this is a person who's there to set up the team and make sure we are going to succeed as a group.
Yeah, no. Definitely really happy with how the team played, how the team drafted. They stepped above the others just through, you know, like what we've talked about. And of course, you know, they may be the champions, but gotta give credit to the rest of the teams.
Absolutely.
The Wolves coming in second, despite the narrative against them, you know, me and the other members of the desk talking about how we didn't believe in the Wolves, and then they continued to win. So, you know, gotta respect the Wolves there. The Outlaws, who had a really rough event happen in the middle of the season and bounced back from that. You know, we have the Sharks, who did not look like they would actually do anything in playoffs and made it to semifinals. The Dragons and the Bandits as well, both really impressive teams. All of the playoff teams, I think, it was very close, aside from the Hammerheads. So
yeah,
that was very exciting stuff. But at the end of the day, it's just the Hammerheads at the top.
Yeah, sometimes the draft just goes really well. I think Defoe did an incredible job in the draft this split, just picking up such a strong squad. And those are one of the ones that go down in the memory banks, as I was saying to Jojo. Is like, you think back to the split, it's like, oh, that team. I remember that team. They were absolutely nuts. So huge congratulations to them. But again, a huge thank you to all the teams and all the players that came out to the split as well too. But that being said, we got some other players to mention, not just the champions here tonight. Oh, no. There was a few others there that I believe stood out and that claim or deserving of claiming of those MVPs. Again, like I said, it's tough sometimes to make these decisions, but I think everybody in the places that we're about to see had great splits, had some great moments as well too, and I think, you know, really stepped up in the roles and for the awards that they have won here. So, Becky, if you're Rita, wow, brain slip there. Yes, you are. Becky, if you're ready. Wow. I'm already. We're only.
I am ready. So let's get into these MVPs.
Let's do it, boy.
Who
the MVPs
was voted, and as a reminder, these were voted by community polls. So here they are. For most improved, we have Mike's Revenge of the Sharks. For rookie of the split, we have Hoppin, who also was split MVP, playoffs MVP. We have Defoe, the highest KDA leader across the entire season. sitting at that MVP spot. And then for finals MVP, we have Meli-G, formerly Mafia, formerly a whole bunch of other names. But they showcased some incredible gaming in that finals from the top lane. Congrats to all the MVP winners here, and hope that you will take these awards in stride and enjoy them.
Yep. I really like seeing these names up here. Again, Mike's Revenge had a great split on the Sharks there. Hoppin's name popping up as rookie of the split. You know, their first time into the draft league. Had a great regular split. We saw, you know, maybe a couple stumbles there in finals. But again, you got to look at who they're going up against. We had some really big players too there on the Wolves who have been around in these splits. So a wonderful rookie split for Hoppin to just really show up. But then again, you see those names who are the playoffs and the finals. Defoe, you said the KDA, and we saw it. I tracking your KDA chart throughout the split is like, it's still that high. Oh my god, Defoe is absolutely nuts. And then Meli-G in that final series, that was on another level. So yeah, very deserving of these awards, and congratulations to all the players and all our MVPs.
Yeah, congrats. But these aren't the only players we want to recognize. We want to recognize the all-stars across each of the roles here, because this showcases more of the players here who are talented and more of the players who showed success just across the split in general. So if we want to pull those up, we can show off the all-stars for the season. Our top 5, the all-star team. We have Meli-G in the top lane, Hoppin in the jungle, Astrowave of the Bandits in the mid lane, Beepot to the Outlaws in the bot lane on AD carry, Brady Potter, the one, the only, and then Shogun DHS on the support from the Wolves. And of course, yeah,
that's quite the super team. Yeah, and yeah, this is the first time we're doing this. It is just for the draft leagues this split, but hey, you know, see how it goes. Transfer it over. But yeah, we have a second place and a third place all-star team as well, Becky Rita.
Yeah, we have second and third places from the top lane. Feathers and Fur and Napquan both get recognition. That's right, there's a shark right there.
Dun, dun.
Shout out to the Sharks. We have in the jungle Sharky and Hussein, the other two really big junglers across the split. In the mid lane, there's Defoe, and there's Galifianakis, 2 more Sharks just sitting there. all of the Sharks here, just fantastic.
Bit of a feeding frenzy.
AD carry, Starling of the Dragons, and I've earned this win. They were certainly very impressive, and I think, you know, they deserved more credit maybe, but, you know, definitely Starling as well is a really impressive player. So it's hard. It's really hard because all these players were that just really good.
Right? It's like it comes down to the wire. It's like, oh, it's so tough to choose. So that's why I do appreciate, you know, having the community having an input on this as well too, because again, they were the ones interacting face to face, well, screen to screen, I guess, with these other players too, and you know, got to see, you know, how they are on the Rift as well as off the Rift as well too. So really awesome to see, and congratulations to all of our all-stars throughout this split, all deserving of these spots and played incredibly. But you're right, a lot of Sharks. I tried to slip a bad
a lot of
joke
sea
in.
creatures,
Yeah.
a lot of sharks, a lot of fish.
Yeah, aquatic. A wolf can swim, right? No, we're not going there. Okay.
Maybe they can. I don't know. I'm not a wolf.
Listen, if you were tuna and I was a lion, no.
Can we get the tunas? Like the
Anyway.
tuna can?
Oh my god. All right. Congratulations to all of our VAD winners. Crazy split. I mean, it's never not a banging time in the VAD league. I mean, non-stop action, like I said. It's a little bit chaotic, but it makes for a great time. Becky, what do you think your standout moment of the draft, of the amateur draft league, do you think stood out for you?
Well, the one thing that stands out to me is I remember Meli-G's Gangplank literally one-shotting a Rakan in the last week. Literally one shot.
He did.
Just a Q. Just one piece that man. Sent him back to the fountain. That was insane. I think that aside, there are so many just crazy things that happen. So it's hard to necessarily pick one. That's just the one that stands out. We have Ruby Jester picking the Garen, which ended up accidentally shaping the meta for every single league after them.
Oh my god.
Because after the Garen got picked in VAD, Garen just started spreading to literally every other
plague.
league.
I don't know what was going on.
An actual plague.
We never.
Of Demacian.
I don't even see him in solo queue. It's like, okay, where does he fit in with this? And the best thing is when it actually worked, it's like, I get, sure, good on you.
Yep.
Good on, I respect
all
it.
Garen, baby. All Garen.
All right, well, we're gonna be moving on from the VAD on to the VRD next. So, again, Nether Draft League, lots of spiciness, a little bit of a smaller league here, so it did make things, I would say, maybe a little bit more intimate, but some really good players we get to see at this level, some really good skill coming together, which makes for an interesting time when you're playing as a draft to see how those personalities and how those talents kind of mix and mash together. But I think it worked, again, for a certain team in particular who made it the distance, who, very verbal team, very active team in the banter chat, but you know what? They can back it up with the action, you know?
Absolutely. If you're gonna talk, you better be able to back it up. Otherwise, you end up second place and sad. You know, second place looking ridiculous. But these people, not second place, not looking ridiculous.
Let's bring it up.
Looking like champions. We have the Wizards, champions of the VRD League. Torchy in the top lane, Neurosynaptic in the jungle. That MFer Kanji in Kanji? I'm gonna pronounce your name wrong and you have to deal with it. In the mid lane, Joker on AD carry, and then two support players here whose names I can't read because the text is too small on my monitor.
By Faru and Spencer coming in there at the tail end of it. But yeah, this seemed kind of crazy, this split. 13-2 on the regular season. We saw some things going on there in the playoffs though, but they had, you know, an incredibly solid run, if I do say so myself. But on top of that, they did it in style, Becky Rita. The games that we got to see from the Wizards, they were really spicy. Like, come on.
Yeah, it was very spicy stuff, not just from the Wizards, but from the rest of the teams as well. I think the top four of the league all delivered some incredibly back and forth games and incredibly exciting matchups. So the Wizards may have been at the top across the league, but the rest of the teams made it a fight, especially in the finals, which, unlike the VAD, was a 3-2 series and was incredibly close. So, you know, they battled it to the end, and taking that win is definitely impressive.
And excuse me, I like seeing it get mixed up a little bit too, having a loser's bracket where whoever loses in that top semis gets knocked down, but Wizards, they did not fret one single bit. They took the 3-1 over Hornets, made it into finals, and then they basically got to sit there and say, hey, you know what? We're either going to get the Hornets back, who we already took down, or we're going up against the Nocturnals, who were looking incredibly strong and gave them a tough run for their money there. I don't know which way that Game 5 was going. I was watching that while I'm like, who's going to win this? Who's taking this one home? But in the end, Wizards just cleaned up right at the end. They're like, hey, enough's enough. Let's close it. Let's win it. And win it they did. Now their names shall be hung in the Hall of Champions for all of time, or until Discord's discontinued. But we'll see. Congratulations, though, to this incredible squad, to this amazing team of all these players. And like I said, some more players still coming up, Becky Rita, to recognize. We do have our VRD MVPs ready to go.
Oh yes, the MVPs, the players we have to recognize, and 3 teams are represented across these MVP votes here, which is half the league. So that's that's good stuff to see. Let's get a look at these MVPs here, voted by the community once again. So if you're mad about the result, you know who to blame. In most improved, we have the Garen expert Camaro Matt holding it down for most improved. Neurosynaptic as rookie of the split, then split MVP, is scripting Xerath. If you ignore the Nunu game in the mid lane, definitely an impressive player from the Hornets. Amistan as playoffs MVP, carrying the corpses of Nocturnals across the... I'm joking. Nocturnals played great. The rest of the players were good, but Amistan was very impressive. And finals MVP, once again, Kangi. That was literally explained to me, but I don't know what a hard G means. I only know how to speak English. What do you mean hard G?
We'll get
Kangi.
Kongi.
I'm just gonna say Kongi.
I think Kongi. Yeah. I think we're doing it right. Yeah, we love you, Kongi. But incredible players up here as well too. I like seeing Camaro Matt's name up there too, because I know there were some unfortunate situations with their team last split where, a little bit of back and forth, a little bit of not too pleasantries going on, but change of pace. 180 coming in as a team player, stepping up as a huge part of this Nocturnal squad too. So I again, love to see those storylines coming around, doing the redemption arc here for Camaro Matt. Really proud of them coming in. Neurosynaptic, their first split as well too. And I mean, hey, great first split to be on the Wizards. That's a great one to start up. And of course, the MVPs for the split playoffs and finals, all incredible players throughout all of it. There's not really any negatives I could say about these players. They're just solid core members of those VRD teams, and could have made those long runs and gotten those scores without them.
Yeah, couldn't have done it without these players. Each of these teams showcasing their strengths, but these are not the only players we want to recognize, because we want to also recognize the all-stars of the VRD. This is your all-star team, Camaro Matt in the top lane. Looking very similar, actually. Looking almost exactly the same. Camaro Matt, this is purely coincidental, by the way, that they ended up in this exact order. Because it is Camaro Matt in the top lane, Neurosynaptic in the jungle, scripting Xerath in the mid lane, Amistan on AD carry, and went to the market on support from the Wizards. And of course, we have holding it down for second and third places. Top lane, KL Paul and JDK in the jungle, and Grotus and Karthik, another Garen enjoyer. In the mid lane, Kanji and Rutledge. Rutledge, definitely good stuff. In the play for the bot lane, Joker from the movie Joker, and 1v9 Erection. And then in the support role, we have Dog Hugger and Banana Bread.
Yeah, some familiar names up there from either these past awards we just did, or players I've seen around here for quite some time. So I love the fact that Amistan has made it back up into the top as well too. But as well, in those runner-ups, and Grotus and Karthik, two junglers who have been around our league for quite some time. And Grotus has always been a bit of a beast, can really flip it on when he's choosing to, but Karthik as well too. I always used to mention him as the enabler, but I think he's really taken the step comfortably into the shoes as the initiator for his team, busting out a little bit more of those stronger champs that are there meant to do fighting rather than set up for CC. So I love seeing that from Karthik, how he's grown as a player over the years.
Yeah, very excited to see these players improve, and hopefully they return to continue their improvement and look to either get that chip for the first time or hold down the fort and take it once again.
It's I'm hoping it's another spicy summer split once again, but we'll have to see. I'm hoping we get a couple more teams in VRD as well too. It would be great, up the competition, up the spiciness. 10, 15, 20 extra people to contribute to banter. Hey, you know what? That's what we love to see.
Yeah, absolutely. We love to see it. We love to see the games And of course, if you're in the chat and you were not a part of the draft leagues, are signups still available for these draft leagues?
They, in fact, our registration is currently open up until April 20th. That is this Wednesday. So make sure to go and check that out. You can use command register. I'm actually going to put it in the chat right now. Register in the chat there to go check out our leagues. Or you can use the command Discord to join our community to be a part of it. We've got tons of leagues coming up, 7 to be in fact, as well as tournaments on the weekends and maybe some fun stuff down the line, you know? Never know what we're going to bring out next.
I will say I did in fact register for one of the draft leagues.
Okay.
Because I thought it would be funny.
Okay.
I actually haven't played the required ranked games yet.
Okay, you gotta go do that.
I'm still a few games short, but you know it's all right. I'm gonna be as bad as the rest of the VAD players, and if I have time, I would love to participate. And then I'll be the one picking Garen, and it'll be just as bad.
Does that mean I get to cast you this summer, Becky?
Oh no.
Oh, yes, indeed.
I'm regretting this.
I'll see you out in the rift. Hey, you know what? I'll talk you up. It's all good. And that's what I love about the draft leagues, is that it is there for the spiciness, for the fun, to improve, because I have seen so many players transition while they still play in the draft league. A lot of them have transitioned over to and found other players to create pre-made teams for our 3 other leagues too. So I love seeing, you know, people meeting each other and forming groups like that too. And you never know. Get a little better at League at that point too. Or you just join for one split, win it all, and retire like an absolute Giga Chad. But hey, what can I say?
Sometimes you're just a winner and you don't have to come back. You know, when you win, what can people say? That you didn't win? They'd be lying.
I don't know. You check it out in the Hall of Champions. Those names will be up there, as well as our player awards. So all those can be found in server information at the top of our Discord. But that is going to do it for the draft leagues. Becky, any final points, closing moments about this split, about these teams, players, leagues, anything you got?
Well, I just want to say, once again, thank you to all the players who came out and registered last split for this split and participated across the entire season. You know, it's hard to organize these sorts of draft teams when everybody has different schedules and everybody's trying to live their lives. And definitely give big shout-outs to the players who got drafted, and of course, big shout-outs to the emergency subs who were participating across various teams across the split. I believe there was an E-sub who was actually at the top of the KDA charts for VAD. They would just keep subbing for teams, and they got to like 2nd place. It was hilarious.
Just join for a couple, sprinkle it in, just crush it for a game and boost your stats. There, you're good.
Yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you get to the top. But you know, big thanks to all the players, all the teams, and of course all the other production members who make this happen. You know, our boys Huey and Arlent for the VAD, and then the VRD team as well, whose names escape me. I apologize.
We got Redacted as our host. We had Echo KO as our play, and we actually had a few color casters come on in. I believe Regdor was there for a bit. We had Dream, Unforgiven on the bench for a while as well too. Dodge must have filled in, I think, a couple times too. So we had a handful. You filled in as well too. Yeah, you were there on the desk as well too. But yeah, great time. Always a pleasure getting to meet new people and have new talent come on out. And yeah, let's fingers crossed for another spicy split this summer, eh, Becky?
Yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah, let's get spicy.
Well, that will finish our draft segments. We're going to go ahead and take another short break, and when we come back, we're going to be finishing off with VAS, VRS, and VTS, our League of Legends final pre-made leagues. Becky, been a pleasure working with you this split. Hope to see you back on the desk again, and possibly on the Rift as too, my man. It's going to be a fun one. But again, can't thank you enough for all the help you put in this split.
Thank you. Thank you.
We will see you after the break. More RP draws to come and our last 3 pre-made leagues. We'll see you soon. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Spring 2022 Awards Show. We got a new face back. Well, you've seen this face on desk before. It's none other than Camcom. How you doing tonight, Cam?
Hi, yes, I will be joining you tonight for all 3 of our draft leagues. Very excited. I was one of the, I was the main producer for VAS. I was also the sub-in play-by-play color caster whenever someone needed. I was casting every single match in playoffs, so you basically might as well call me a regular caster at that point. And then I did sub-in 1 or 2 times for VTS as well.
Mhm.
So I've been around a little bit here in the draft league.
Yeah, I feel that. A little bit of streaming, a little bit of casting, a little bit of hosting, a little bit of
And there's
everything.
this week one, you know.
Yeah, we do it all. We do it all. That's what we're here for. But more importantly, here to bring you guys the final 3 leagues, our 3 pre-mades, VAS, VRS, and VTS, with some fun sprinkled in between the leagues. As you guys know, and before we get into our VAS awards, we've got some more RP to give away. We got some more, so let's, first of all,
Okay.
we had Worshipper win the first prize, which was 3,430 RP. Pretty
Okay.
impressive stuff. So that is awesome. Congratulations, Worshipper. We are drawing now for the second place RP prize, and then the third, fourth, and fifth will come between the leagues as we go through the night. So I got my I got a magic wheel along the side here. I'm gonna go ahead and spin it, and let's see whose name is going to pop up. I know I got a ticket. No, I got 5 tickets in there. I'm hoping this is the one I get because I mentioned the Heimer Stinger skin, and I'm hoping I don't have to whip out the old Visa for that one. So hey, we'll find out. A few other names: Flip Trick, Discyclone, also in there. Y'all know them. By Faru, FS
I've never heard of them, actually.
No. Who knows who they are? I see Becky Rita's in there. Portal Pie, that's a great name, by the way, too. Zolo Bomber as well, too, and Crispy Chicken. That was about dojos. But let's see. We got names to go through, and let's see who's is going to come up. It's time now for the second place, I believe, 1,900 RP giveaway.
Okay.
Spinning this wheel, spinning it round and around it goes, and where it stops, it's gonna...
This is where I look shocked, like I know who it is. Maybe?
Guys, I guess it's how it goes.
There's no shot. There's no shot.
Oh. Heimer Stinger, I will see you soon. I can't believe no. I
Can we get a rigged in chat? Anyone? Thank you.
I'll put rigged in. It's not though. It's not. I wish it was, but it's not.
Did not watch him spin the wheel at all. I'm not going to confirm whether it was rigged or not, so I'm going to be putting rigged in the chat.
I can't make it up. Okay, congrats to me. Yay. All right, moving on past that. We still got 3 more RP giveaways to go. My name's out of the slot now, so don't worry, guys.
No.
I will not take another one.
It's only under 10 more times.
Are you kidding me? Like, oh my god. I can't. I just can't. That's ridiculous. That's CP Clay chat too rigged. Okay. Let's get into this though, Camcom. It's time we started this one up. It's time we got to start to recognize some of the talent we saw across these leagues. Start to talk about, these big names and these big teams that really made a name for themselves. And we're going to start off, like I said, with the VAS. Insane. The size of the league when I first saw it, when registration was coming through for spring, I was like, oh, we have how many teams again? Okay. All right. 24.
20 teams.
24.
Oh, 24 teams.
3 groups of 8 coming through for this. So it was a crazy split. Lots of action, lots of banter, lots of drama, but that's what makes it such a good split, is to see so many different talents and players of different abilities coming on in and duking it out. Then we got into playoffs as well too, which was absolute, like I've said tonight, a little bit of chaos, but that's what makes it interesting, is to see those storylines really being formed throughout the entire time.
Yeah, and the fact that, by the way, Degenerates Ascension, the team that did end up taking it all, right? They lost 2 games in the entirety of not only playoffs, but correct me, throughout the entire split.
They dropped 2 to RT Typhoon in finals.
Okay.
2 to Lit Club
in,
I believe it was the round.
I only remember the finals ones.
Yeah, that was a big one too. And I don't know if that one was on stream too, right? Because it's tough with so many teams playing. We've only got so many people here. I'm already running seven leagues a week. The crew here, it's Cam, you're working in the background too. You know what crazy time it is here at Victorious, but a good time regardless. Because we got to see a lot of teams coming through, a lot of returning orgs and a lot of returning players. But this was in fact the debut split for Degenerates in Victorious. They had a bunch of teams across the leagues here. But this is the one. This is the big one that stood out. The ones that made the run all the way to finals, taking down Lit Club, who was a huge team throughout this split and even in last split too. Taking down one of the NSG squads too, and then RT. Not an easy team to beat, but they did it. So without further ado, let's bring up our Spring 2022 VAS champions.
You have Hajime Gildo in the top lane, of course, KGB in the jungle, August as your starting mid laner, with Saishun as a sub mid laner that did play in all 5 games of their finals. And then, of course, Pony Goat and Coach Sin in the bot lane, smashing in the bot lane. Saishun and August with the swapping in and out of the mid lanes, both of them absolutely cracked. And KGB, he won the finals MVP voting as well. And Hajime, he played the tanks, he played the weak side, he played the strong side, all super well.
Yeah, these are some incredible players that really stood out. I mean, the two that light up for me too, Pony Goat and KGB, was just like, you tune into a cast about them, and it's like their name. I'm hearing their name over and over and over again, but no, they had a great squad around them too, to have, someone who is reliable up in that top lane as well too, but that bot lane was insane. And regardless if it was Coach Sin or Saishun in, they both played wonderfully with this team. And then August as well was an animal in the mid lane. So I really, really love to see this too. So you even look at the run that they had throughout the regular split. 14-0, Cam! 14-0! Are you kidding me? That is so impressive. So not a single loss in the regular split, but in playoffs, 9-4. Regardless, they made it to the finals and they took it home. So now they claim their fame and their spot in the Hall of Champions for forever.
Forever. And yes, it was their only games dropped throughout the entire season were both in playoffs, both of them being a best of 5. The first one was their first playoff match against Lit Club Esports. So the fact that they had a completely perfect run up until playoffs, and then their very first playoff game, they were taken to a game 5 and were still able to close that one out, and then perfect in semifinals, game 5 again in finals. And those being their only losses throughout the entire run in the split, right? Super well deserved them to be able to take the split.
That's insane. Again, I was mentioning this too when we were talking about the VAD Hammerheads. It's not often you see teams able to go like this throughout the regular split and then take that and run into finals too, because there's a certain team that comes to mind from, I think it was Winter 2021, a certain Colored Milk that did amazing in the regular split, and then we kind of maybe didn't have the greatest of runs in playoffs, but they kept it up. They kept it up. They kept going, and they persevered to a championship win, which is amazing to see. So it's going to be no surprise when we bring up the VAS MVPs next. Whose names are up there, Cam?
Yes, I get to say them now, right?
Yes.
I swear I didn't leak it, guys. KGB as the MVP. Nobody noticed. Nobody heard me. Totally. Ponygoat as your playoffs MVP, and Ponygoat also as your finals MVP. There, 80 carry, double MVP. You know that's what I like to see.
Yeah, it's not always the easiest time for our ADC friends out there. Sometimes unfortunately, there is the term ADC treatment, but not for Ponygoat. No. Well, actually, maybe ADC treatment, but reverse tables for Ponygoat, because they just played out of their minds. So I'm really happy to see playoffs MVP, finals MVP, really just holding it down there, and then KGB throughout the regular split, also an absolute beast. And there's no reason why these awards shouldn't go to these members after having the split that they did.
I did ask Ponygoat before I even learned that he was MVP here what they had to say about this split coming into the All-Star night here tonight. And the only words he said to me were, it was always just a jungle gap. That's what I got. So, that's just about how the DJs run sometimes. And
boy, they ran themselves all the way into finals. So congratulations again to our VAS MVPs. But we've got a few more awards to hand out here for the VAS. It's our All-Stars next, Cam.
Yay! Okay, I also didn't manage to leak these. Alright, you have Hajime no Gildo for your top lane, Shenserd for jungle, Karma Divine for your mid laner, of course, and then Overrun and Coach Sin as your 2 bot laners. 4 out of these 5 players made it to finals. Karma Divine did drop out in semifinals, but they did lose to Degenerates. So if you're counting who won finals, then 3rd place for Karma Divine.
I mean, I was looking at Karma Divine's numbers as well, too, before this. And being a returning player who has made it into finals, who has won a finals, super impressive player. You look at that KDA, 12.35. Oh my gosh. Like, that's insane. So I really like to see, Karma and the multiple NSG squads really stepping up with Karma's team. Almost making it into finals, but still a good run for them regardless. And then, of course, you see a couple D-Gens, and you see a couple members there from RTT, those finalists there that really... There's a reason why they made the finals, Camcom. They're extremely good, and it's, again, I say it's tough to choose because there was a lot of really good players throughout this very, very big league, but when it came down to it, these are the ones who stood out as our All-Stars. So congratulations to all of you who won.
Absolutely huge congratulations. Only the first seed, so there's no runner-ups. You make it or you don't, and that's kind of the bonus here of the draft leagues, right? You don't get a 2nd place, you don't get a 3rd place, you are in 1st place or you are out. So 2 members of Rising Tide, 2 members of Degenerates, and then of course Karma Divine. I did get a couple stats from Karma Divine that he did want to throw out here for not just his NSG team, but NSG teams throughout the VAS. He did tell me that there was an NSG team in the top 2 for every single group. Is that correct?
There were 4 NSG teams, and there were 3 groups, so I think that is correct. If we go back and actually look at the standings, NSG Jade at the top of Group A. We've got NSG Amethyst at 2nd place of Group B. And then, NSG Eclipse, 2nd in Group C. So, 2nd place for 3 of these NSG squads coming out of the regular split, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, so just winning across as an org, right? Not even just a team making it to 3rd place in playoffs, but a team in all 3 groups making it to number 2 seed just is really quite impressive from an org in general, right?
Absolutely. So great stuff from all our players this split. We hope to see you back again, right? We got to keep those storylines going. We got to keep all that drama. Well, not Not too much. I don't like too much drama. A little bit, a little bit to make for some good banter and some spicy games.
The occasional jungle gap is good,
Yeah.
Just the occasional.
But congratulations to all our winners and to our champions, DEA, on your win this split. Let's see you back this summer defending that championship. I'd love to see it happen. But we are moving on from our VAS. We do have, in fact, another RP draw to do. So now we've got our 3 490 draws coming up, and I'll actually show you
How
this time.
rigged can this one be? Where's Mr. Gerv?
I'm just spinning a wheel. I took my name out, right? No double wins. That's no. So I took my name. My name is gone out of the list, but we still got a few in there too. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed,
Okay.
we can get it up here. So let's spin this wheel to win. Spin to win. We got there eventually, but
You're in meta, man. You never know.
there has been actually no. Becky and I were talking about that coming in. Oh, but we do have a name that does ring a bell. Just ring a bell. I believe won a little bit of an award tonight as well too. So without further ado, our third winner of the night for 490 RP. The wheel has been spun. In fact, it's by Faru.
Woo! I'm gonna be the what do you call it? The like clapping in the background, right? Yay! The MP3 of clapping, cheering.
Hey, that's DMCA free, right? Right? Don't claim it. Don't claim it on YouTube.
I'm gonna DMCA your channel now. Sorry, that's my personal MP3 of clapping.
Congratulations by Faru. We will get in contact with you and make sure to get you those points to your account. But still got 2 more to go tonight. So if you haven't won yet, make sure to stick around because we still got more of that. We still got, in fact, 2 more leagues that we need to cover here, Camcom.
2 more leagues. We completed our gold league. Next up will be VRS, our platinum league here tonight. I'm not gonna spoil anything, so I'm gonna be quiet. I don't know what I'm allowed to say.
I'm so excited. Whatever's on that. Well, actually, no, I take that back because I've shown stuff that is soon TM.
He says say whatever's on the other screen, and he keeps changing.
I know, that's what I was gonna say.
Screen.
I was like, no, I am like flipping things around quite a bit, but hey, you're doing a great job, Cam. You're doing great. Doing great.
The VTS champion MVPs are
me. It's all me. No.
It's actually me. Yeah, I 5-row MVP'd that league.
Oh no, I could not keep up with those players, and I especially with the next set of players we're about to see, the VRS League of Legends League.
Yes.
Our biggest league that we have in our organizations. 28 teams, 4 groups of 7.
Wow.
Oh my. If you thought I was shocked when I saw the VAS numbers, when I saw this, I'm like, are you kidding me? We have how many teams coming in? It was insane to see. And the best part about it is I would say a good 50% of those teams were returning and the other 50 all coming in as new. Nice. So a good mix of those storylines being brought up from multiple past splits, right? We had people like Moonstone? Moon Crew. Why did I say Moonstone? I've been playing a lot of Nami. That's why I said Moonstone. Moon Crew coming back, right? Teams like Glaive, another team that we're going to get to in a second too, because I know I see them in chat and they're going for it. Oasis coming back as well. Imperial Knights Blue. RTT was another big one. Incredible to see that too. And a good chunk of them making it to the playoffs, right? Team Disco has had a couple of rough splits in the past, but they made it all the way to semifinals. So I'm super happy to see see that kind of growth too, as teams are improving over the time, which is great to see. But yeah, so many teams. It's hard to keep track of all these players. So huge shout out to the Thursday Night crew who managed to keep track of all that. So Salt Spreader, Infinite Dodge, Kongman, and Shogun. You guys were absolutely cracked the split. There was also a more cover at some point. I think it's out on the internet. I'll have to ping Salt and see if he could send that to me. But it was pretty spicy if you didn't see it.
Hey, I cast with Infinite over on the VAS as well. It sounds easy when you're casting Wednesday and Thursday nights when it's the regular season, when it's all best of 3s. But the second it switches to playoffs, you're casting potentially 10 games in a row. Well, not in a row, within 48 hours. And I I don't know how many casters are here, but 10 games in 2 days is a lot on a voice.
Up in there.
I can't. Infinite did it 2 nights in a row.
Yeah.
I did it 3 nights in a row. It's especially when you're subbing in for other leagues as well.
Yeah.
It is a lot, and Infinite did it every single week last split.
Absolutely
So
cracked.
huge shout out to him. He was play-by-play as well. It's slightly easier on colors, but play-by-play, he's cracked.
Yeah, absolutely wild. Absolutely wild to have the type of talent that was coming in on the broadcast desk. But as well, on the Rift, which is what we're about to get to, is the talent
Okay.
we saw here from the VRS League. It was, like I said, an insane playoff season. Multiple rounds coming through, right? Ton of teams making it into the round of, I believe, 16, if my math is correct. Yes, it is. But in the end,
Playoff bracket.
there can only be one, Cam. There can only be one, and I know they're in the chat. I know. One of the most hyped teams I have, or we have had the pleasure of having here at Victorous. Always in the Twitch chat, always supporting the homies, and always bringing out the good banter. It's none other than your VRS 2022 Spring Champions, Dorado Gaming Zeta.
You have it really small. I can't read.
There we go.
Okay, Fireplanes in the top lane, Cafe as your jungler, Shima for your mid laner, and of course you recognize the name Joker and Kibbles as your bot lane members for your VRS champions the split.
Absolute lovely. I'm overjoyed to see this team win because they have been with us for a couple splits now and always make deep runs in the playoffs. And this time, this is the squad that made it stick, and I am so proud to see that. You got subs coming in too, as well as Frag Zach, Memer Sticks, great name, Patrick DePig, Kongi, again, the name is up there tonight, and Hazim. But you look at that score, 12-1 in the regular season.
Oh man.
Ridiculous. 11-2 in playoffs. Also ridiculous, Cam. Like, come on.
Did they drop those 2 games of playoffs in the same series?
That must have been in finals there where they went up against Oasis. So, yeah, they had their bye into quarterfinals. No, they did not have a bye into quarterfinals. They just went straight for it. There was no buys going on for this one. So, yeah, able to take down TA Spectre 2-0 when they were still best of 3s. Then on to UST. They took them down 3-0. Then Team Disco was taken down 3-0. And Oasis, former finalist, coming in as well too, right? Sergeant Hades at the helm of that team made it quite difficult for Zeta there. It got really close. I remember, again, this is another one. Another grand finals. I went the full 5 games. Like, come on. The scripts are out of control. We got to pay our writers more for this. But, like, it was a crazy, crazy finals. And I remember a couple points there where it was like, Oasis actually might get this. And then Dorado came in with their incredible team synergy that I've seen time and time again. And I think, again, having that synergy, having that hype around the team, and just being able to work together so well with a squad, you know what? Congratulations to them for being able to take the whole thing home.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. What a huge win streak going into finals. And then the fact that you still just, you gotta do it for the fans, right? The Dorado fans, you can't 3-0 the entirety of playoffs. Like, that's not nearly as good of a storyline as 3-0ing the entirety of playoffs and then being like, all right, guys, for the content, for all of the reels that we're gonna be getting out of the split, right? We gotta take it to a game 5. Like, we're never gonna win the game 5. There's no doubt about that. It's just take it to a game 5 so that we look way cooler. And that's just what you gotta do sometimes.
Give the folks here at Twitch chat a good show, and yeah, Dorado is always solid for doing that, putting on a performance and making it a victory as well too. So yeah, huge shout out to the Dorado Gaming Squad here on your win. Again, your name's going into that Hall of Champions for forever. But more names
Forever
to
and
come.
ever.
Camcom. Oh, we got some names coming up here. I do actually, I think I saw one of these names actually in Twitch chat, so this is going to be hyped to see. I hope they're still here, but we'll see in a sec. Cam, are you ready for the VRS MVPs?
I am very ready. We've got 3 MVPs for you tonight. Split MVP will be Fire Flans, of course, all Gucci as your playoffs MVP. And of course, again, this man is everywhere tonight, Joker, for your finals MVP once again.
Yeah, huge names, but again, who do we see here? It's these teams that made it to the finals, and you know what? They made it there for a reason, Cam, because they are extremely, extremely good teams, and it's not even just that. They had to take down some incredibly strong teams to get there, right? Oasis taking down RTT in the semifinals, right? That is not by any bit a weak team, right? Team Disco really turning it on here too. I would say the best they've shown, but yeah, Dorado Gaming were on a different level. But in the finals though, right? Joker, that was their moment. That was their shining moment. Get the highlight reel out, because you can make a whole montage from what Joker was doing out there that night.
Hey man, that's you gotta deserve all these MVPs on one night by doing something, right? Joker, he is absolutely doing it out here, killing it on the Rift. Absolutely insane plays from Vegeta. Like you said, throughout finals, throughout all the playoffs.
Yeah. So huge congratulations to our VRS MVPs, and one more list of some of these players to go. It's none other than our VRS All-Stars. Let's check them out.
Alrighty, top lane once again. Who is this? I don't know. I've only seen him like 3 times tonight. Fireflans for your top laner again. Cypher Soul for jungler. Totomax 9 for mid laner. All Gucci again for AD carry, and Kibbles for your support.
Love to see it. Dorado back on the board as well too. We do have some recognition for the Imperial Knights Blue, who, yeah, an honestly solid team throughout the split, and yeah, made some good moves last split as well too. So Cypher Soul, a huge part of that. Totomax, that's actually a name that I have seen time and time again back on Glaive. So I'm really happy to see that they have really stepped up into that mid role, as if they weren't already. Watching Totomax on Glaive has always been a privilege. So I love to see that there. And then of course, all Gucci making it back into the top lineup too, with your 2 Dorado buns on either side there, Cam.
Yeah, I mean, it's always interesting when the top team, they're not all 5 all-stars. It kind of shows where the power sometimes goes, and I love support. You know, supports, they should get every single MVP, every single all-star. I will always advocate, I think, for just supports. Like, support, come on, Kibbles, like, MVP, he's got a next split 100%.
It's such a great role. I don't know, for myself with the not so great hands and just slight macro knowledge, it's like, hey, just take my heals, guys, and follow me. But
I'm not biased at all. I'm definitely not a support player, guys. Like, I would never.
I have to at this point. It's great. But no, it's all these players that you see on your screen here, again, have stood out among the rest. And again, a tough call, because there are so many teams and so many good players in this VRS league. So makes it tough to choose from. But here are all your award winners for the VRS tonight.
So well deserved by not only them, but every single person here tonight so far that has won an MVP, an all-star, any award that we have gone out, including these RP, by the ways. How did you choose who was on the board here for RPs?
So I'm actually gonna bring the graphic back up too. Thank you, Cam, for reminding me. So because I'm hoping we can do this again next split, we had some turnout for it, which was good. But essentially, what we did with this is you could earn channel points just by passively watching our streams, which is super cool. It's like, okay, RP for free, why the heck not? But we also had plenty of predictions going on for almost every single game this split, which gave some of our viewers an opportunity to, you know, do a little bit of gamba and get those points on up. But after you get your points, using the Twitch reward system to redeem raffle tickets, those are the names that we have entered in here tonight. So thank you to those of you who did participate and who did take part in this giveaway, because it's really, I think it's our kind of a first one that we've done. So it's cool that we're able to start doing stuff like this and give a little bit back to the community. But we do have our 4th draw of the night, second last one.
Ooh.
And this is, again, for 490 RP. We got a few names in here, so let's spin this wheel and see who is going to be going away with another 490. Oh, it's spinning, it's spinning, it's spinning. Oh, yeah!
I like how we're the only people that can see it, but we still cheer.
That's okay. I'm getting excited, too. All right, well, it's a name. If you were around for the VRS split and tuned into any of the streams, this is definitely a name that's been on your screen before. The lovely, most... I'm going to say lovely again. I got to whip out a thesaurus here.
Lovely. Just go with it again. Lovely.
Lovely, lovely caster. Yeah, it does actually work if you don't pause in between. It's none other than Kongman who won. Congratulations, Kongman. Yeah. Oh, I'm so happy for him. That's great. That's great. Well, Kong, if you're watching, we'll make sure to get in contact with you to get that over. I think I have his IGN added already, so that's great. That's great. That's great. That works out perfect. All right. Well, there is one more draw to do. We will be doing that after our next segment. One more. 490 more. And some more names in the list as well, too. But, yeah, this is it's a little bittersweet now because not only is it like the last stream of the split, but it's the last segment of the last stream of the split. It's no.
Oh, it's too much. It's too much.
I know, it's a lot, but I honestly, such a great split across the board, and this is a little piece of the resistance. It's the cream of the crop, you know. That's what I was telling people when I was talking about this league, and I'm hoping next split we can keep getting more teams in, keep getting more recognition for this league. But the VTS, the Victorious Triumph League, the upper echelon of what we have to offer here at Victorious, with some of the best players that NA has to offer. We're talking top 2, top 1% players. You go on to some rank C, GM, rank 500. It's like, okay. These players are incredible. These teams are incredible. And it's not too surprising if you were to go and look, you know, in the Academy, in the Proving Grounds series, not too far on from now, if you saw some of these names pop up once again, because we truly did have some amazing teams in this league.
Yeah, the higher level leagues, it is so interesting to see the player growth go from something like Victorious here, and then you start seeing them in, like you say, in the Proving Grounds, in the Academy seed. How high can these players go? And the fact that we get to see them here, and now when they're in, I'm gonna say quote unquote low level leagues, but the fact that they're already like Master GM players, right? Those are not low level ranks at all. I'm just calling those low level because we're not literally Riot, but the next step is quite literally Riot tournaments. So
yeah,
the fact that we could see them on a Riot stream at some point in the near future is really quite insane.
Imagine, be like, hey, I casted that guy. Hey, I know them. I know them. They were the...
I casted him 2 weeks ago.
I'm trying to think now of a certain name. Oh, it'll come back to me at some point, but still, because I have casted VTS in the past when it was first starting up too, and just some of the stuff you get to see it's oh my god, the pings are coming out 2 minutes before the plays are even happening, and it's almost like a sixth sense that these players have to know where to be. The macro knowledge is just always there for these top tier teams that we see making those playoffs runs, and especially those who end up coming away with the whole win. So I almost am ready to check this out. I did want to just peek at something real quick before we did announce our VTS champions. No, it's all good. It's all good. I just wanted to fact check something real quick to see if this was the case, or in fact, I do remember that split. All right. So this was a spicy one, guys. I'm telling you, a spicy split, because this team has been with us a few times, had a little bit of a break, and then came back. And they came back in fashion. These guys came to win, because I've seen them in grand finals before. I've seen them fall, I believe it was to Mad City, formerly G7, now currently MGM. And now being able to take down MGM after splits of going against them in our organization, in other leagues as well too. The storyline is gorgeous. Full circle here. But I am proud to announce our VTS champions for the spring 2022 split. It's none other than Akuma Blades.
Akuma Blaze, of course, the GOAT James for your top laner, Hexmist in the jungle, X-Fluke for your mid laner, and Keyboarder and Ratchitu? I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher your name.
Ratchitu! Yeah.
Yes, for your bot laners, of course.
Yeah, had some subs in there too. Doubtful, No Flame to Brain. Love that name. No Flame Top Brain? No Flame Top Brain. Even better. Extorted, Kalexo, and Soleil. Lovely stuff, but yeah, great run for them throughout the regular split. 11-6, and then in playoffs, oh boy, Akuma were out for blood, Cam.
9-1. Man, that is a crazy playoff run. Dropping one game. Where now? This is the deciding factor on how good this team is. Where is their one game?
The one game was against VG Ambition there in semifinals, which the semis were a little bit of a question mark. Where was it? Quarterfinals. There were a few things that occurred with a certain specific team, but no, Akuma ended up coming back. They ended up going up against VG Ambition there, and then actually taking them down and making it all the way into finals, where you look at that, 3-0 over the team, 3-1 over VG Ambition, and then 3-0 over MGM. Are you kidding me? That Mint Gaming Mirage squad was on point this split. They were 7-1 throughout the regular split. And then all of a sudden, you got Akuma coming in saying, hey, what's up? How you doing? We'll go ahead and take that championship. Thank you very much.
Man, that's similar to what G2 did over in the LAC this split, right? It's like
Yeah.
they came in, they lost 0-3 first of all in their first playoff match, and then they never dropped a match again. Like, no matter who they were against, oh no, even in finals, we're taking it the 3-0 Akuma Blades. They took it all, man. 3-0, 3-1, 3-0. Absolutely perfect. They don't even need the Conte game 5. They only need a game 4.
Yep. Little bit of a dominating performance, but you know what? That's how you get your championship. That's how you get your name into the Hall of Champions. So congratulations to Akuma Blades on your win. We definitely would love to see you back next split to keep the reign going, to defend that championship, and of course, put on some incredibly spicy shows for the folks at home. But too good. They're just, every team in this league is absolutely insane, but Akuma just a little bit more cracked, I would say, than the rest. But good for them for taking it home. A few more awards to come up, because we have our VTS MVPs up next. Name we've already seen, along with 2 others that really stood out throughout the split and throughout the playoffs. So let's go ahead, Cam, and bring those up.
All right, your VTS split MVP is, of course, Silva. Best Turtle NA will take our playoffs MVP spot, and of course, Hexmist for your finals MVP player here in our final finals 3 MVPs. We still have the all team MVP, right? But yeah, finals 3 MVPs for this victorious split.
Yeah, Silva on, I believe it was Glacial Esports Black, if I remember right. Yes. I believe this is the first time we've got to see Silva in the league too. So love to see, new teams, new players making a mark for themselves on the other awards here. So congratulations to Silva for having a great split there. Then we start seeing a couple names that showed up from finals there. And a name, too, we've seen around for, like I said, Mad City, Gang 7 Mirage, formerly then, and now Mint Gaming Mirage. Best Turtle NA, one of the craziest junglers I have ever seen. I've casted them before, too, and they're just on something, Cam. This player just knows where to be all the time. It's scary to have a jungler like that, to have to play against someone like this.
Man, I have unfortunately not gone to watch Best Turtle NA play, but I'm just gonna go off his name here. Best Turtle NA. If you know anything about me, I rank logos and player names and team names higher based on how cute and how many animals there are in them. So, Sharky's absolutely #1 team, but Best Turtle NA. You're working your way up there, my friend.
Yeah. Best Turtle, always a solid player. Always a reliable jungler. And, through the initiating champions we see him play, like the Xin Zhao, like the Lee Sin, he's a playmaker. It's ridiculous to see that level constantly in your face. Like, it doesn't, I don't care if it's 2 minutes in. I'm going to be in your lane. I'm going to gank you, and that's enough. But that brings us to our next winner here, the finals MVP, the one who stepped up to a whole nother level. I think went absolutely Super Saiyan in these finals for VTS. It's Hexmas, who is, again, another incredible player we have seen time and time again and slot so well into this Akuma roster, but really was the big key defining moment of that series.
Yeah, and an assassin player on top of that as well. Usually, MVP players, you typically see them being that more like safe mage mid laner type style, but nope. Assassins all the way, the highest level execution type champions. If you can play them, then you can 1v9 on them, and that's what Hexmas has shown off here for, you know, only claiming finals MVP. Oh yeah, only, you know, just
only just having the series of his life there against Mint.
Only 3-0 finals, yeah, you know.
And that was not an easy game to do it. Well, at least from our side as a viewer, right? That's a extremely tough team to take down, a team that has taken them down in the past. So Hexmas getting the better of them there in the finals. So congratulations to our 3 MVPs here for the 2020 Spring VTS League. But Cam, we got one more. One final one here. I know.
Oh no.
My heart is breaking. But a few names we've seen so far tonight, a few you've seen across the board here if you have tuned into VTS this split. So let's bring them up. Our final set of awards for the evening. It's the VTS All-Stars.
Your VTS All-Stars. Top spot, of course, Hecate Mask-Off taking at that top lane spot. Hexmist. I don't know who that is, man. Haven't heard his name at all.
The guy's
yet
cracked, Cam.
And in the jungle spot, Steel City Warrior for your mid laner, and Silver and Sligo taking your 2 bot lane spots.
Yeah, just an incredible group of players that we have across the board here. Like, we saw Hexmas and Hecate already here tonight. Same with Silva, but Sly, Lego, I love to see. This one makes my heart so happy is when we get All-Stars, when the duos make it, Cam. Because they're working together.
Yes.
And yes, I know at this level in VTS, we have a lot more leniency towards the roaming supports too. I think a lot more people are comfortable with running with stuff like that. But yeah, to have a duo that is consistently good and reliable is amazing to see. So yeah, slot them into the All-Star team. Hecate Mask-Off and Hexmas, we already talked them up a bunch. Insane players too. And then Steel City Warrior. Again, I've seen this player come up from the Mad City to the Gang 7 Mirage as well too. Has always been, I would say, a bit of a leader out there on the Rift too, especially in talking to them, making those plays, really leading his team to victory. So I'm really happy to see that Steel City Warriors also made the list.
Yeah, sometimes it is kind of hard to tell the difference between like a bot lane and support. Like I've heard people complain like, I don't know, did bot lane win because of the AD carry player or the support player? And in this lane here, you know it is the combined effort of both of them. You've heard that, right? I'm not crazy?
No, totally. It's like,
yeah.
And I've been there too, right? Sometimes, hey, you know what, it is me doing the work here. That's all right. Sometimes you get a really good ADC. It's like, sweet, I just have to give you buffs and you're good to go. But when you have the
press E.
Right? Yeah, yeah. Right? But when you have the Wamba combo, when you have both of them that can pick each other up and bring them both to that high level, that's what you love to see. So congratulations to all of our VTS All-Stars for this Spring 2022 split.
Absolutely, so well deserved again by every single member here tonight that did win any All-Star award. VTS especially though, just because they're our most recent, they're our last members, they're our final All-Stars again for our victorious split here. Man, it's you've got me saying it now, Gurf. Now I'm gonna be all sad.
I know, but guess what? New split's not too far away, Cam. It's not too far away. In fact,
couple more weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks, first week of May, we're getting. I know we got some time to breathe though, Cam. I get it. You and I both know of doing it all, right? Maybe Salt knows as well too, doing all the broadcasts too, and the cast and the hosts, we get some time to breathe. But what an incredible split it was across the board, from having insane levels of increased competition in our Valorant leagues, to to have all the spicy banter and breakdown and action from the draft leagues. The draft itself, too, that's going to be coming up again, which we'll be on comms. So when you're doing your draft, potentially, we'll see. Soon, TM, question mark.
I may or may not have signed up for the Platinum Draft League. We will. It's like,
good.
yep. It's gonna 95% be happening. We'll see how that goes. You know, they told me for some reason I'm not eligible for gold because I hit Plat 1.
Yep, you're too
that's,
good,
that's kind
Cam.
of unfortunate. I wanted to play in the Gold Draft League, but for some reason they didn't let me.
You're
How dare
just
they?
too good, Cam. What can we say? What can we say? But yeah, and then pre-made leagues as well too. Two of our biggest leagues, VAS and VRS. It's just insane having that kind of turnout for our regular weekly league. And then VTS, every single one of y'all are cracked. There is no other small way to put it. There's no diminishing all of your talents that we see here. We're watching all of your careers with great interest as they get going, because yeah, it'll be really cool to see, tune into LCS one day and be like, yo, is that Hexmist out there? Okay, sweet. I know them. Hi, Hexmist. Oh my goodness. But with that being said, that does end and that does finish off all our leagues, all our awards. We do in fact have one more RP giveaway to give away. I know, I'm not gonna. We got one more to go, so we're not completely done yet. So let's get it going. One final RP award to give away for 490 RP. Let me just make sure I've got things in the right place here, because yes, that was them and that was there. Just recording in my notes for later, for future studies. Anyways, let's spin this wheel, Cam, and see who's gonna get our final 490 RP for the night. Round and round it goes, and who is it gonna land on? Well,
Okay, I was gonna say there's no way, right?
gotta be a way. The guy got a ton of tickets though, but you know what? Shout out to the one, first of all, who helped create all of what this is.
Yes.
And the one who is a big hand in helping me create these graphics for today. It's none other than the
These are
legendary,
beautiful graphics.
the one. I know, right? They're gorgeous. I think like the bet that you're gonna go see the other ones before in prior.
If anyone
like,
knows
ooh.
who makes graphics, now they know who it is. By the way.
Yeah, there's a few of us out here know the Canva touch, but this is the master wizard of Canva himself, and a huge part of what makes the stuff look on stream so good. None other than the legendary Twitch One Trick. It's Flip Trick. Woo! Let's go.
I really wish there were production MVPs to give out. I think Flip Trick would win it 110% of the time. There's just no way that anything production-wise literally would ever have happened without Flip Trick. He is here every single day for all, what you said, like 7 streams a week, right? Making all of the graphics every single week. Like, that's crazy. And he also, for every single one of my like random pre-shows that I made like day of, by the way, I'm DMing him like, hey, can you like do this extra like 6-person analysis
And
test
he'll
slide
do
with those
it.
extra graphics? And he's like,
do it.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool, day of new graphics, let's go.
Yeah.
Man, I'm so glad he gets a little tiny shout out at the end of the stream here.
I
Thank
love
you
it
very
too.
much, Flip Trick.
Thank you, Flip, for you guys, and you too, Discyclo, for coming up with this stuff, because we wouldn't be here doing this without you and your lovely idea, because, yeah, here, look at us now. 3 years it's been, Cam. As of this past weekend, we hit our 3-year anniversary. 9
Crazy.
splits, I believe we've been through, and I've been here for every single one. Somehow my marbles are mostly still all intact, but hey, Summer Split is coming up soon, folks, and if you want to be a part of this, a part of our community, a part of a league, or a chance to have your name shown on screen just like these other winners here tonight, then make sure to go on over to our Discord, which you can use with command Discord, or you can hop on over to our website and check out the league so you can register, which is currently open right now up until April 20th, which is this Wednesday, so make sure to go check those
3
out.
more days.
Yep, a few more days to get those names and your registration in if you want to be a part of this Summer Split, which is starting the first week of May. Oh my goodness. tingling. I can feel it already. But with that, Cam, that's it. The split is done. We made it in at least a piece or two. We did it though.
Maybe?
It was such a
It was
fun
clean.
time though. Like you were mentioning production MVPs, just like broadcast MVPs. I can't choose one. Like I think I had a chat with a good chunk of the broadcast crews across the board. It was just overwhelmingly happy and excited to have all these lovely people. Like we got to meet each other too, Cam, for the first time this split. But
My first split here.
I know. How'd you like it?
It was a lot of fun. I especially liked being here for week 1. I think a lot of people came in like late into the split, so then the fact that I could be like, hey, I've been here since week 1, guys. It's like, yeah, makes me feel way cooler than I actually am.
OG winter split or spring
It
split.
was a lot of fun, and the fact that I got to run all of my crazy, stupid pre-show ideas too is just great. I love that.
That, you know what? That's what makes it fun. It's like, hey, I have an idea. It's like, I like ideas. Let's go with it. But that's just a part of what makes us here at Victorous, is having that freedom to, have a little fun, do some cool stuff, and yeah, we couldn't do it with all the amazing casters, hosts, producers, graphics team. Flip Trick, as well as B-Pots, was a huge part of creating stuff like the pop-ups you saw for the dragons and the APIs. That was B-Pots there, so huge shout out to them. And of course, the countless mods, referees, and other staff we have here. I cannot name enough names because there's a lot of us that that are hard at work here, hoping to bring you guys some of the best action broadcasts and leagues here in the NA amateur scene. But that is going to do it for us here at Victorous for our spring 2022 split. It has been an absolute blast to be part of it once again, and I'm excited to come back and do a little bit of casting this next split. I'm back. I'm gonna be back. That's right. GURP casting is returning for Monday nights. I'm doing the gold league because it's gonna be spicy. I've casted plenty of those Monday night leagues, but I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see how these teams are gonna form out. I'm excited to see how many people come in, who's returning, what defending champs are still gonna be holding on. Find out on the next episode of Victorous Esports. It's pretty good. I could do TV, right? Come on.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not bad,
totally.
right? All right.
Yeah, you got it.
All right. Thank you so much for those of you who joined us here for our awards show. We'll be back again in May. Keep an eye out for any posts about our shows coming up, because we will have a group draw show for the pre-made as well as the Valorant leagues, as well as our summer 2022 draft. That sounds weird. We've done this a lot.
Boy.
Lots coming up. As
Summer.
well as those streams are going to be starting up in that first week of May for our Premier League. So keep an eye out. Lots of action to come. And it's going to be another banger series and another banger split. So you do not want to miss it. We'll see you guys next time. It's been a blast. Bye, everyone.